Good morning, guys, and welcome to a new week. Today is Monday, March the 25th, 2024, and today we are talking about Philemon. So, I told you back on Friday I would do my best to learn how to say this particular name, and I think I've heard it pronounced a few different ways, and so I think I'm going to go with Philemon because it sounds kind of like it's written, so that's what I'm going with. Okay, Philemon is only one letter long, and I hate to say only because it kind of sums it up like it's not important, but it is very important. So my takeaway note was this letter was from Paul and Timothy. Paul and Timothy, not just Paul. Even though this letter falls under the letters from Paul, this is from Paul and Timothy. So Timothy has some input on this letter as well. Now, this letter uh, to the people having church in their homes. So it was to the people, it was to multi people from, and Paul and Timothy commented in this letter to the people who were having churches in their homes. And those were the Philmons. That I'm not exactly sure how to say these names, so let me highlight this for you. Here's one. Here's one. And then the it talks about right here. So let me just highlight that in pink for you in the background. So these are a lot of names I'm not familiar with knowing how to say. And even though I listen to the Audible, because if you go over to Gateway, and I've always said this and often said this, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do recommend them because it's what I've used and it's what I've known. And they have such great for free features that it's just completely amazing. Um, but if you look at the background where I've highlighted it in pink, it talks about who they wrote this letter to. So, and keep in mind, what I'm telling y'all and what I'm looking at are just my personal notes. So go look at this for yourself and see what your takeaway is. So Paul and Timothy wrote this letter to the people that were having churches or having church in their home. These people were partners in faith. So these people were partnered with them, which means when you're partnered with someone, you look out for them physically, financially, emotionally, mentally. You help them with whatever they need whenever you can. So that's a partner. They loved the Lord and did not disrespect each other. Now, that was a big thing back in those days. When you loved the Lord, it showed. It showed in you, in the things you did, the way you dressed, the way you acted, the way you spoke. Unlike today, people, yes, I'm a Christian, F you. You know, it's like, how does that work? How does it work that you play video games that quickly make you lose your religion? So, out of the mouth speaks abundance of the heart. So, don't tell me you're a Christian out of this side of your face, and on this side of your face you're playing video games that make you, say this and do that, and then look at me and go, well, I'm working on it. No, stop that. Stop that. I'm not working on being an unaliver. Can't say the word murderer because you say the word murderer, and apparently you get thrown off of YouTube. And since these videos are now placed on YouTube, we have to censor because people are triggered, and I don't understand how that is, because if you're a Christian, you should not be triggered because you're not led by feelings, you're led by facts. You know, Jesus was not led by his feelings, because if he was, he wouldn't have spent 40 days and 40 nights hungry and alone and or thirsty in the wilderness. He definitely wouldn't have got, I'm sure at no point did he feel like being beaten and led to the cross, you know. So Jesus was fact based and said, you know, I must do this, that the scripture be proven true. Not ever once did he say, well, you know, I'm done with this. I'm out of here. I don't feel like being beaten. I don't feel like healing today. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Because at some point or another, Adam and Eve didn't feel like being in the garden anymore, because they didn't feel like listening to what the Lord had told them to do or not to do. So there's that. So let's not be led by our feelings today, people. So moving right along, your wisdom verse for today is Psalms 100 verse 4. Enter the gates with thanksgiving, go into the courts with praise, give thanks to him and praise his name. Okay, so keep in mind, this is the only letter, or this is the letter of Philemon. This is the only chapter in this book. So Tuesday through Saturday, we will be doing open talk Bible study, and we will be doing different activities following that. We'll either be doing the Where Is It Found, or the Bible quiz, or both. We will also be doing the thought for the day, the wisdom verse, and we'll be doing, our fun week will consist of our weekend schedule. So, all right, guys, go forth, enjoy your week, make it a great week, and I love you in the Lord, and I will see you in the next one.